Hello, welcome to JIBRIN ANGLE on Wike TV. My name is JIBRIN. We are here again with Barrister Austin Manta, a very senior lawyer of about 4 decades in law practice. He's a senior legal practitioner, a current affairs analyst. So he seems to be all over the place when it comes to knowledge. So we can't have a better analyst like him on this show. Barrister, welcome once again on this show.
Thank you, as always.
All right. We shall be talking about several topics happening, several on issues that are happening in Nigeria this week. We shall start with earlier this week. Was it 2 days ago or thereabout? We all had the threat. Wike threatened Ireti Kingibe, who is a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When I watched this video, I shook my head. I really wept for the country, because for an unelected government official to threaten, do you know, this is just a minister, for God's sake, to threaten a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, an elected official of the Republic, to threaten her of probably not being elected. Of course, everybody knows some people will interpret it a different way, that what Wike did was just the issue, the politician way of not really threat, but being boastful. Politicians are known to be boastful, but that was a threat. And that threat, to me, the interpretation of that threat is the confidence in that threat emanates from the surety, the assurance that he actually has the system in his palm to manipulate. He has INEC to manipulate, just like he did in Rivers State, sort of cooking up results or whatever. That was a threat. That means he can manipulate INEC against her, even if voters comes out en masse to vote for Ireti, that he is capable of actually manipulating the voting system against her. It was reckless to me. It was it was too. I don't know what the right word to actually use for such behavior. Wike is just it's a reckless politician. It's a crude politician. He's an unrefined and a politician that does not have decorum, does not have rules, doesn't play by the rules. He's an unethical politician, politician that is so agog in a kind of self-aggrandizement and self-glorification, and he's always out to exhibit it at any and all levels of governance. Now he wants to import. He basically is importing that reckless attitude that he exhibited on Rivers people and Rivers governance, by importing it into FCT that is supposed to be for all the states. FCT belongs to all Nigerians. It's not supposed to be. That's why we don't have elected officials governing that state. All what we have is an appointed a minister, an appointee of the president, yet he seemed to want to apply that same style, that River State style on FCT. What do you think, Barrister? What's your opinion? What's your thought on this Wike's recklessness?
Thank you very much. I'm not really surprised coming from somebody like Wike, whom we all know. If you have followed the trajectory of his politics, you know, number one, that he does not make empty threats. Number two, he plays the politics according to the Nigerian standards in the crudest way. He has no finesse, he has no diplomacy about him. He is as crude as they come. The only regret I have is that he's a lawyer, a profession that I belong to, and we pride ourselves as being noble and gentlemanly. But if you know Wike, right from when he was chief of staff to Amechi, from there to minister, representing Rivers State in Jonathan's government, and then subsequently 2 times as governor of Rivers. He is always bombastic. He does not care uh, what the effect of what he says. We used to say that politicians have a way of conveying their things. They hide part of their feelings in one hand and give out the other ones with one hand. But Wike is different. He pours out all his mind, everything. He can say it without fear. And that demonstrates the nature of the politics that is carried out in Nigeria. With that kind of thing, there are no consequences. You go out and you say these things and you carry them out, and there are absolutely no consequences. And that gives him the confidence to move forward in that trajectory. And other people are looking at him and say, well, I can exercise this crude power and get away with it. The fact of the elections in Rivers State in 8 years that he was there, there were more or less war battlegrounds, physical war, death of people, maiming, all manner of things to deliver elections in Rivers State. If I were the senator and if I were the party that the senator belonged, and if I were responsible and patriotic Nigerians, I will take the threats of Wike seriously, and I will start actions, campaign, on the ground briefings and strategy to abort and thwart whatever efforts he wants to make. Just take it for granted that if nothing is done and earlier, that woman, Ireti Kingibe, will face a really, really tough battle to come back to the Senate. Wike is now like the governor of the FCT. The position he was in Rivers and delivered to whomever he wanted to deliver, by hook or by crook. So he has the resources of the FCT at his beck and call. He has the ears of the president at his beck and call. So somebody like him who has no qualms about exercising the enormous powers that go with these positions, making that threat, and we see his background, we see his antecedents, he has done it before. I would be cautious, and I will start my own if I were the lady senator in question.
Yeah, but what do you excuse me? What do you expect the senator to do? Honestly, she has little or nothing to do to match the government of the day. What do you expect? This is not about Wike alone. Wike, like I said, what his threat his threat emanated from the confidence he has in his boss. What do you expect? He said, "Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are." We all know that Tinubu did the same thing for Edo people. He assured them of handing over the state to APC or whatever in the coming election. I think that was it last week or so, where he promised the Edo people that he promised the APC in Edo that they shouldn't worry that the state will be delivered to APC. So that is like father like son. What do you expect? Like I always say, Tinubu, you cannot be a pig and give birth to a lion. Never. Pig will always give birth to pig, and that is exactly what is happening. He is, as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu is, when it comes to background and everything or whatever, I can refer to him as a pig. So what do you expect? Everybody around him, his ministers, his appointees will be the same thing. So I don't expect anything better to come up around Tinubu. So Wike is just just a copycat from Tinubu. Of course, the boss threatened the Edo people. Excuse me. Threatened the Edo people on the previous week, and the next week it was his boy's turn to threaten an elected senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is crazy. Like you said, the woman, as you said, you suggested that the woman should start doing something. Anyway, if it is issue of matching each other, they are no match. Unfortunately, I wish they were. They are no match. Kingibe is no match with the powers that be. Excuse me. Wike is part of the powers that be. So as far as I'm concerned, because he is he's getting his power from his boss. So and all the assurances. So Kingibe, unfortunately, very, very sad to say, that is the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria, that she should just technically kick that, just say goodbye to that seat, sort of, because but in my own, if I were in her shoes, I will fight, just like you suggested. I would really, really fight back. I would not chicken out. Even if they are taking it, just like what Shehu Sani did in Nigeria, in Kaduna Central then, or wherever. He knew quite all right, he wasn't coming back. Therefore, he was doing the right thing at the Senate then, and he was faced with the same issue that Ireti, even though they didn't come out bluntly as Wike is doing now. Then he was faced with the same issue with Rufai then. And but he didn't hold back. He fought fire with fire as well. So that's the spirit, and I expect that the same spirit from Ireti, even though if he's going to lose that seat as a result of these corrupt officials, as self-aggrandizing officials. I rather she choose to lose it gallantly, and lose it in a very courageous way. Sort of. But unfortunately, that is what we have found ourselves as a nation. Welcome in, Mr. Shegun Onibio. Yes, I suppose you know what we are already talking about. Can you please give us your opinion on on this topic? We're talking about Wike's threat on Senator Ireti Kingibe.
All right. Good afternoon to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, very good. It's quite unfortunate that what happened, and it's quite unfortunate that we have this kind of threats coming from the FCT minister. It is not unexpected, knowing who the person of Nyesom Wike well. He is fond of always talking, and he most times just talking off key. Usually you will find out that most of these things that he would say are things that come out of his head, usually not on his script. And in most cases, not something that is accepted by his political party. Neither does he represent the interests of those who appointed him and made him minister. I've heard a couple of people who are associated with the APC say that nobody sent him to deliver that kind of message to anybody anywhere. So As it is, we want to believe that the person of Minister Wike is on his own, and whatever it is that is the threat is all about. Of course, he stands alone, because even within his political party, the person of the COP chairman, that's Ikenga, who represents one of the, I can't remember which of the constituents in the southeast, rose up and wrote a lot about him and said a lot about him on TV. And it's on record that nobody sent him to do that. And of course, there were facts that came out from the statements that came from Ikenga. And one of them, which is very prominent and stands out, is the fact that for a very long time, no political party has been able to defeat the PDP in Abuja, except for this time around when the person of Ireti jumped from APC to LP. And she had to jump to LP to be able to clinch the ticket, because as it was in 2015, a lot of people just went out to vote. They were not concerned about who the person was or who the person is. All they were concerned about was just to vote for the political party. If you look at the people who hold Abuja, as it were, majority of them are Gwaris. Those are supposed to be the people who own Abuja. But unfortunately, the civil servants who own Abuja, 40 to 50% of them are from the southeast. And the remaining percentage is scattered around all the other parts. The person of Senator Philip Adudua has been the one who's been representing the FCT in the federal Senate. And just if not for the wild wind of the Labour Party in the last elections, I'm sure it wouldn't have been possible for the person of Senator Ireti to clinch the ticket. So, as it were, it's quite funny, because you see, even if Minister Wike is planning anything, it is still going to fall back to the PDP, because there's no way that the APC will be able to grab Abuja, as it were. If you check the history of politicking in Nigeria, it has always been very difficult outside the PDP for anybody to clinch anything within Abuja. In the last election, the president, I think, did not win, even in Abuja. It was between the LP and the PDP.
Yeah, but sorry to cut you short. Don't you think that the dynamics have changed now? Because especially
there is no dynamics anywhere.
Yeah,
there's no dynamics anywhere. The person of Minister Wike who is boasting, Minister Wike who is boasting that they're going to take the ticket away from her, does not have a vote in Abuja. That's the funniest part. Wike does not have a vote in Abuja.
Now,
if Wike is going to vote, he's going to vote in Rivers.
I will disagree with my friend.
Yes, I disagree
on that issue.
Okay, answer him.
It's not about Wike having a vote. It's about the power and the financial and other resources that he has as the governor and the person superintending the capital territory. If, like I said, if I am the senator, I will take Wike's threat seriously because of his antecedents. Now, winning election in Nigeria is not all about people coming out to vote. It's far more than that. A person like Wike can deliver a place once he has that power, whether the people come out to vote or not, he will deliver it to the person he wants to deliver by fair or foul means. That is the caveat. It's not about any fair election. If there is going to be a fair election, you can sit back and say, look, the electorate in Abuja are well enlightened. They are extremely cosmopolitan from all parts of Nigeria. So you can be reasonably satisfied that a good outcome will come. But you face a person who does not fight fair and square, who is ready to use any foul means, any means of any kind. Look at the antecedents of elections in Rivers. I said before that it became a battleground. There were a lot of deaths, there were a lot of fighting, there were a lot of thuggery. Everything happened, everything went in Rivers. If that should repeat itself in the FCT, what will stop him from? He has the control, he will have the control of the security agencies. He will have massive financial outlay. He will have the power of being in charge of the place. What will stop him from delivering that state? If you don't have a corresponding vigilance to do that. So we should be concerned about a threat coming from somebody like that, whom we know.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the point. Actually, that's why I say, don't you think that the dynamic? Hold on.
Please.
Hold on.
Let
No,
me
hold on.
Hold on.
Please.
Let me wrap up on this.
No, hold on. I'll get back to you. You see, that is why I asked, don't you think the dynamics have changed? It's not about, we are dealing with people who do not play by the rules anymore. Just like Barrister does brilliantly and brilliantly detailed what I actually wanted to say. I think we all know that this guy don't play by the rules, and so I don't see where you are actually saying things based on a sane environment, a sane system, where they allow everything to work the normal way. But unfortunately, that I bet you the dynamics now, why I said one of the reasons why I said the dynamics have changed, because now FCT, because of the Peter Obi factor that actually overwhelmingly won FCT, and it became a serious issue at the court. It became a very serious legal issue. It was a threat to Tinubu's sustenance of the presidency. And so the FCT, trust me, it will become a serious flashpoint now. All these years, people never gave this FCT a serious look until this Peter Obi factor came into play. So now that Peter Obi factor has really awakened all these politicians, trust me, the next election cycle, presidential election, will FCT will be a serious flashpoint, and the government of Tinubu, we know Tinubu very well. He will never ever. That I'm telling you, PDP, just like you earlier said. Honestly, as you said earlier, PDP will never, not under Tinubu. I bet you, not under Tinubu. Tinubu will not. INEC is in his palms now. Yakubu Mahmoud is in his palms. It's under his beacon call. So there is nothing anyone can do about it. As long as Tinubu is still there, FCT will remain. They will definitely flip. Will flip to APC. And that is it. So go ahead and make your point, Shegun.
All right, thank you very much for making your views. But you see, I wish all of us here can see the future. All we can do here is speculate. But I am telling you confidently here that the APC will not take that seat from the APC, from the Labour Party. The worst that is going to happen is that the PDP will return. That's the person of Philip Adudua. There is nothing that Wike can do about flipping any tickets in the FCT. Go and write it down that I said so. Write it down that I said that if Ireti Kingibe is going to lose that seat, there is no way that the person of anybody in APC is going to clinch that ticket. Go and write it down that I said so. Look, let me tell you one thing that you need to understand. Forget about Wike. Wike is a flippant, arrogant politician. He likes to talk tough and talk loud. Go back to Rivers State and check what is happening presently in Rivers State. He doesn't have a stake in Rivers State anymore. All this that you see is doing, all he does, anywhere he goes, is to try to threaten people and the usual flippant Wike, talk and talk and talk with all of his noise, where his commission has not removed in Rivers, with all of his noise and his connections, with his hold on the judiciary, because he's been using Mary Odili, and he has been using a couple of other people within the judiciary to give some kangaroo judgments that have been embarrassing the judiciary in his favor. With all of the judgments and all of those powers that he had, has he not lost Rivers? Has he not lost everything in Rivers? The Rivers State Governor Fubara is going to run an election any moment from now. In a couple of weeks from here, he's going to run the local government elections. If he has all the powers in the middle, why has he not done anything about it? And he's not going to put his loyalists there. They can't win. You would come back to this same statement that I have made here, and I will let you know that the dynamics here in Abuja is different from anywhere else. Maybe Lagos, Labour Party may not be able to win Lagos again. Maybe they may not be able to topple Lagos again. But you see this Abuja, regardless of whatever it is that they're going to do here, they will not take that seat. Either Ireti returns or the PDP takes it. Go and write it down that I said so. Let us move on to other topics.
Now, the truth is, I understand what you're saying, but honestly, like I said, after 2023 election, everything. I'm surprised that you still do, you can't see it our own way, which is the practical way based on what we have seen, based on the prevailing factor, especially after 2023 election. That the INEC chairman that is supposed to be, anyway, we are coming to that topic or whatever, is still there. This man is it's at the whims and caprices of the current president, who is a landlord of the FCT, and he has his boy Wike, who is just superintending over the FCT environment. And you are telling me they have all the paraphernalia.
Mr. JIBRIN, was Buhari not president when Labour Party won in Abuja?
Like I said, listen.
Didn't they have all the paraphernalia?
Did you hear? Hold on, let me say something. Did you hear what I said earlier? I said FCT, people never took it, politicians didn't take it seriously until the Obi factor came into play.
I disagree with you. You need to go back to history and ask how Philip Adudua has been able to win against all odds. Despite all the tsunami that came in 2015, he won against all odds. Despite the tsunami in 2015.
Let me add the issue. Oh, what Segun is saying, if you look at it very well, it only demonstrates what we are saying in respect of Wike. He is talking about River State. Who put the present governor there? Against all odds. Fubara was a civil servant. He was not even the chief accountant of the state. It was Wike that brought him out to be the accountant general of the state and made him the governor. Are you discounting the power of Wike as governor of?
That is Wike. That is Wike in Rivers.
Hold on,
that is Wike as Rivers State governor.
Excuse me.
Wait.
Wike as FCT minister cannot impose a senator.
Shegun, can we please be organize ourselves? Please, let anyone, whoever is speaking, we should let him land before we cut into him, please. All right, go ahead, Barrister.
I was making the point that when Wike was in Rivers as governor, he delivered on every election in Rivers State. When the APC challenged him in 2019, even with the federal power, they could not take the seat. And in this present election, 2023, the one that just passed, he allied with Tinubu to deliver Rivers to Tinubu at the presidential election and delivered the PDP, the candidate that he personally handpicked in PDP. And he delivered on all the angles. So how can you discount the power of such a man? Now he is no longer governor of Rivers State. There is a governor there who is exercising power. So you can understand if his appointees are being removed. But he is the governor of the FCT. And that is where we are talking about. Are you now telling me that he will suddenly chicken out and not exercise the kind of powers and not do the kind of things he did in Rivers State to deliver Rivers State in the FCT? He will. And he's even boasting about it. That's what even brought about the topic. He's boasting about it. He says it's not going to be like before because he is here now. He's going to take away the seat. Indirectly, he's saying that if he was in the FCT, he was the minister, this woman would not have won. He would have delivered it. That's what he's telling us. So I come back. I would not predict and sign that he will deliver, but I will tell you that if I were the senator, the lady senator, I will start doing my homework right now to avert an impending defeat. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Honestly, that your point is very, very apt. That is just the reality on ground, and sort of. That's why I talked about the dynamics have changed, and truly, the dynamics have changed. So FCT is no longer and will no longer be politically will no longer be the FCT we used to know. So many things will come into play in the next election, sort of. So anyway, let's move to the other topic. Yes, back to